Hey, pre-notification gang. Thanks to Bits Adonis. No, I haven't heard anything about that, Adonis. Thanks to Tier 1 Sniper. Thanks to the resub Jim Bob and 5 gift subs Binjules. And the resub Gweg, Salistin, Pix, Clev, and the Prime Fusey. Yep, Smosh got bought back. We'll talk about it in a minute. Thanks to the resub Bob Dole, Caribbean, Saucer, Whales, Juice, Silver, Cecilia, Cereal, and Shadow. It's destroying infrastructure, and Union Pacific tried to stop it before it got to a railroad. And it jumped around their defenses. What? All from a moving mud pit? Holy shit. Thanks to 5 gift subs Police, and the gift sub Babaria, and the Prime Hawaii, and Vertical. And the 5 gift sub Sniper, and the Prime Snake. Your sub Trash, and gift sub Greg. And the Bits Vanguard. Yeah, I'll look it up, sure. What was it? A moving mud pit? That's causing all of this damage? I don't see anything about it. I see stuff from 2018. There's a 5 gift sub Serial and the resub Trinity, Syllabi, Deagle, Ophelia, Cryptic, Blaze, Venomous, Greg, and the Prime Mammalan, and Bits, Adonis, and Papa. Only moving mud puddle. Yeah, I see nothing about it in the news. Is it resub plight? Yeah, we'll talk about the Titanic submarine stuff as well. I haven't looked into it too much, so we're going to learn about it together. I'm gonna give some cheese. The resub Denkin. Of course I'm excited we clinched the Worlds in Rocket League. We were very happy. These are the resub Peasant in the Prime Caleb. I'm gonna give some karaoke. The Prime Triss and Monk in the resub Cryog. Yeah, I know that Titanic submarine stuff from like the little bits that I learned is fucking crazy. Thanks to resub Error. You hear about the Tate charges? I did. Thanks to resub Sasquatch. Now it goes to trial or something, I believe. So I think we'll finally know what is going on, whether they're innocent or guilty. It has been a crazy day. These are resub Sammy and Dan in tier 1. Aladdin. No, I haven't watched the Craven trailer yet. We can watch that later. There's a Nintendo Direct tomorrow. I never watched Nintendo Directs. I'll just catch the cliff notes afterwards. You missed the XQC and Hassan debate. Yeah, I didn't. I don't usually watch debates, to be honest. These are resub Liana and Revan. And the bits chant and Euphoric. No, I've never heard of that before, Euphoric. We will talk about the submarine stuff in just a little bit. Hold your horses. Giving everyone a chance to trickle in, and I want to start with the Smosh stuff because I know more about that than the submarine stuff. The submarine stuff I've got to learn about in real time. These are the bits. Sun and pop up. Yeah, watched Extraction 2 tonight. It was good. I like it. I love the way they film the action. They make the action scenes really hype by making them look like they're done in single long takes. I don't know if they actually are, if they use the same technique they did in 1917, but regardless, it's still filmed in a really fun way. So I liked it a lot. These are tier 1 Zetsu, tier 1 JPG, and the gift sub JPR, the resub Naz. What are you talking about, Butter? I know that channel. I haven't heard anything about that. Is there info on it on Twitter? Is the resub Zombie and tier 1 anime? Well, that is a wild story, Jay. Jesus. 1917 was not an actual single take movie. It's just filmed to look that way. So what'll happen is, like in 1917, I think one of the cuts they do is when it's camera's going through the water, it passes one of the I forgot what the thing's called, but one of it was an iron pole, and during that transition going through that, they make a cut. So it wasn't all done in an actual single take, at least not that I remember. They just used really well done hidden cuts. Amazing film. 1917 is an absolutely amazing film. Exit tier 1 Aphelios, the resub Slot, DB, and Cyrus. Do you see the fresh cut drama? A little bit. They're taking just full videos and putting them on their service, like as their own, to like fill the content or something. I only saw a little bit of it. Thanks for resub Zombie and Zuku. Debate Wubby on it. He hates 1917. Wubby hates 1917? I don't even know what there's to dislike. That's actually shocking. I guess if you don't like action movies, I guess. I will say, like, narratively, there's some really goofy moments. Like, there's some very silly things that happen. But there's overall not a whole lot to dislike about the movie. Thanks to the resub Frog and Chunk. Ruby the Teenage Kraken. Never heard of it. Thanks to resub Pancake. I can look at it though, I guess. Thanks to resub Cody. I'll have to look at that then, Butter. I didn't see it. And yeah, I'll probably Moist Meter Vinland Saga Season 2. And the Prime Air. And the resub Duza. Thanks to resub Lamesa and Kage. You played the Telltale's Walking Dead? Long time ago. I never finished it though. No, we're taking a only up speedrunning break tonight. So tonight we're going to catch up on some shit that's been going on. And yeah, I'll watch the Craven trailer. I still haven't seen that yet, and I've heard it could be the next Morbius, which is a wild claim. Not nearly that bad. Well, that's good. Yep, Smosh is now back in the hands of Ian and Anthony. It was just announced today. I actually, like, when I got up this morning, it was the first thing I saw is Ian made a tweet saying we bought Smosh, and I thought it was like a clickbait thing. But no, it turns out they really did, finally, after all these years, buy Smosh back. So he kind of goes over the history of it. In 2011, they sold it because they wanted to keep growing and it wasn't sustainable for them to like pretty much finance it all themselves. So they sold it to Defy Media, which went defunct in 2016, I think it was. And then Rhett and Link came in like Bruce Wayne basically and just financed the content, owned the brand, and now they've decided to team up again and buy it back. I'd be very curious to know what they bought it back at. I would be, because they got the whole kit and caboodle. It's not just the main Smosh channel. They got every Smosh channel. They got the whole brand back. And I feel like Rhett and Link is so creator friendly that they must have given them an incredible deal on it. Dude, Rhett and Link are old as shit now. What the fuck? They're not that old. It's just, I mean, getting a little salt and pepper, but they're not that old. Like, they're still pretty young guys. Yeah, I don't think earlier mid-40s is old. I really don't. That's hey, it's not old. Thanks to Prime Chicken, and the resub Shrimp, Doof, Schmingus, Stanky, and JPR. Yeah, I think it's very cool to see that they finally got the brand back. Usually this doesn't happen. I think they got extremely lucky that Rhett and Link were the ones that ended up buying it. Because most of the time, you don't really get control back. Look at FaZe Clan, for example, right? When you lose control of your brand to a corporation, that's usually theirs forever. That's in the books for life. So I think they got very lucky. I'm very excited to see what they make going forward. I do really wonder if the old Smosh style sketch comedy can do well in like a modern internet landscape, because there's not a whole ton of that around anymore. It's kind of like a dying art form online. I've been pretty vocal. I'm not a huge sketch comedy fan in the first place. But I do, however, watch every single upload from this channel. And they are a sketch comedy channel. They make absolutely unreal skits. But on the whole, I don't really like skits. It just makes me feel like I'm taking an elective back in high school and having to do theater. But like there are just some that work really well, like Almost Friday or like Joel, right? Churdley's. Like there are some that I still like, but on the whole, I'm not a huge fan. But I would like to see if Smosh can really make it pop. RDC is very good. RDC is also good. I do also like RDC. Thanks for your sub, Smoger, Goldie, Baby, and Creep. Animated shorts are the next big thing? Maybe. I mean, skits do still do well. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just there's not a ton of them left. It's not the most popular form of content. Shorts have kind of replaced skits. So I guess they kind of still live on in shorts. In a certain way. Things in tier 1, Majora, and the resub Steve, and the Prime Well, and Bits Goop. You remember the Smosh video with Dax Flame? No, I don't. Things the resub reckoned. Isn't Smosh that one dude with the weird eyes? What the fuck does that even mean? What? Isn't Smosh that one dude with the weird eyes? Steve Buscemi? Like who? I don't know what we're talking about. These are the resub Mace, Dallas, and the Prime Vegito. And the resub Average. And the resub Ether. And tier 1 Thrax and resub Carter. No, the submarine stuff is what I need to learn about here, like in real time. So we're going to go over that in a minute. The Fine Bros used to do skits about incest, I remember. I can't tell you I remember those skits. I didn't know the Fine Bros ever did anything besides that, like, Prom Sucks movie, and then 6-year-olds react to memes or whatever, and elders react to STIs. That whole series. He's a Prime Ral. And the Bits Jesus. I appreciate that. Thanks, Jesus. I don't understand why couldn't they do those videos again till now? What changed? They didn't have creative control or something? I'm shocked it took that long for someone to ask that question. Thank you. The reason why Anthony left the channel a few years ago because he felt like it was going in a direction that he didn't really like. So he split off to do his own thing. And that's what happens when you're owned by a different entity that's no longer in your control. You don't get to choose the direction. Again, perfect example is FaZe Clan, with everything being all cattywampus over there. So Anthony left, started doing his own thing. The direction of the channel wasn't for him. Now, it's hard to do the classic Smosh sketches when the other half of Smosh, like of the founding crew, is gone. So they just stayed the course of making the content that they were doing under not only the Rhett and Link brand, but Defy Media brand as well. But now, they decided that they were ready to come back to the table and start doing what they used to do again because they need creative control. They can't just come together and start doing it. They needed creative control, so they bought it back. And now they can do what they want because it's theirs. But when you are bought by an entity, you no longer get a say. Well, I mean, you probably get a say, but they have the right to turn it down and tell you no. He's a tier 1 Joe, the Prime Chalad and Resub BLR, and Zoriel, and Cougar, and Robert. They sold in the first place because the rate at which they were growing and the rate at which they wanted to produce content, they weren't able to sustain it themselves, so they needed backing from a company, so they sold the brand to Defy Media. A classic case of wanting to do bigger, better things, but not having a bigger, better purse for it. Thanks for the resub. Delusional, Max Gamer, and the Bits Silent and Alex. Nope, we're gonna read about that in a minute, Alex. No, I haven't even heard of that game before, Peanut. Thanks for the Prime. Kanyalan and Mahabo. Oh, Mojo, and the resub Nuclear. What direction do you think the channel's going to go now? Well, they said that they're going to do skits and shit. So they're going back to, like, core Smosh content. And I believe them. I don't think they're lying. So I think that's probably going to be the direction. They said all the other channels are going to stay doing the same stuff. So I think that's going to be the only big change. Thanks for the resub check. But yep, pretty cool overall. Kind of just a feel-good story. Because again, like I said, you don't usually have a happy ending like this once you sell your brand. You almost never get it back. So they got lucky. Hats off to Rhett and Link for being willing to sell it. Thanks to the resub Moose. Now, before diving into the Titanic submarine story, I want to ask a quick question that I know I'll find the answer to eventually. So, as I understand it, this is an extremely expensive adventure where you go to this company, they send you down in a submersible to explore and go through the Titanic. I think it's like $250,000 per person per seat or whatever. I think it's $250K per person. And they've now lost contact. It is $250K, okay. And they've lost contact with the submersible now. So it's been a scramble to try and like locate it, find them, and get them out. My question is, and this is going to sound like an actual child asking it, but I'm not... This is going to be shocking. I'm not a fucking submarine scientist here. I'm not a nautical engineer. If they lost communication with the ship, why can't they just immediately surface? Like, just go straight up? Why not? Why not just be like, okay, we lost communication, we're a little lost here, we're just going to go up? What stops that? Oh, okay, so there's not like an actual answer yet. We don't know. So pressure, they could just be like actually like completely malfunction down there from pressure, mechanical issues. Okay. I didn't know if there was like some kind of It's something that I was overlooking. Like, I didn't know if it was just a communication blackout or something. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. Like I said, I haven't looked into this, like, at all. So I was just wondering, like, oh, we lost communication. We don't know where they are. And immediately my mind went to, why not just surface? So, okay. If it's... So we just don't know. It could be mechanical issue, could be pressure, shit like that. Gotcha. Thanks to the resub Sizzle, Epic, Lang, and the gift sub Pickle. The resub Pickle. Now, one other thing that I think is important that we go into this with the knowledge of is this CEO sounds like a fucking maniac. Now, I do recognize that he is reportedly on this vessel as it's missing, so there is potential that he's dead, and it sounds like that's almost entirely his fault. I read this about him earlier. So, there were already problems with this submarine, apparently. So, in 2018, there was a lawsuit about it being a potential danger to passengers. And then I also read a tweet from someone who went on it a while back and wrote an article about how cool the technology was. And then they admitted that even when they were on the submarine, they got lost for 5 hours. And he's like, oh, we got lost for 5 hours, but, you know, everything turned out okay. It's like, well, what the fuck? Why didn't you write about that? Like, we could have prevented a tragedy if more people knew how fucking dangerous this was. You were still selling it as a really cool adventure, but you got lost for 5 fucking hours? So there were all kinds of red flags here. And the CEO at some point, I don't know if it's in this article, I haven't read this one. At some point, the CEO said that the safety requirements for the submarine were obscenely strict, complaining that the safety was overbearing. Like, he was complaining that things were too safe. So it sounds like he was a corner cutter in order to save a little bottom dollar. Which I thought was crazy, to complain about safety regulations, saying that it was too safe. Man added fucking danger to his adventure. Safety... Wait, there's no way that's a real quote. Safety is a total waste. No, I think the quote was safety... The safety regulations are obscenely strict. Here, why don't I just Google it? Oh, obscenely safe. Here it is. Boss of missing Titanic submersible once called his industry obscenely safe. The daredevil inventor is understood to be on board the submersible that lost contact with the surface last week. That is the last person I would want manning my fucking Titanic deep sea adventure. The daredevil inventor. Jesus Christ. That's such a wild thing to complain about, too. The industry being obscenely safe. I can't get over that. But it is a very dire and very serious situation. There is a good chance that they're either dead right now or will be shortly. They can't find them. Last I heard, there are only about 30 hours left on oxygen as of like a couple hours ago. Oh, here we go. Rush said that there have been no injuries in the field for decades, adding, it's obscenely safe because they all have these regulations, but it also hasn't innovated or grown because they all have these regulations. What the fuck do you mean? Like, the regulations aren't an inhibition to growing the industry. They're there to protect people. Man thinks that you need to go down there with like some rackety piece of shit in order to really innovate. Thanks to the resub Chris, Step, and the Prime Pansy, and the resub Tease, Sound, and Josh. Before people complain about it being controlled by a Logitech controller, they almost definitely had backups, and controllers are used for a lot of scientific and military systems such as drones, submarine periscopes because of their ergonomic and intuitive design. The design sucked for many reasons, such as the under-engineered window and lack of escape hatch. That's another thing of prerequisite knowledge here. I saw this all over Twitter, so I had to look this up at least a little bit because so many people were arguing. It was controlled by I think it was a $20 Logitech gamepad, which is apparently industry norm in military equipment and other high-value vessels. That's not uncommon. So that's not a... It's a little goofy to read about, but it's apparently industry standard. Oh, hey, Ken. Hope you're doing well. No, it is a very real thing. Hold on. They use it for drones in the military, too, from what I was reading. Or some drones in the military, from what I saw. Yep, this is from 2 months ago. The US military will fight the next big war with an Xbox-style video game controller. And it's just literally using Xbox controllers. They legitimately use these for very high-tech shit. But it is really wild to read about that. I had no idea till today. It's not like I had this knowledge beforehand. Why not a PS4 controller? I don't know, brother. You're asking the wrong guy. I also wonder if third-party controllers can give you like a boost if you have like the extra little toggles on the back that used to be illegal in professional Call of Duty. Like little paddle shifters or something. Thanks for your sub Splashfire and Zeb. Easy to train new recruits because everyone already uses it. Interesting point. The Xbox controllers have better aim assist. Yeah, I suppose so. Alright, let's read about this. Because I'm very curious on exactly what all's going on here. I imagine the BBC probably has pretty in-depth reporting on it. Before the 5-person crew of a missing submersible vessel began to descend to the ocean floor, they first had to be locked inside by a support crew who sealed it shut with bolts. A search is now underway to locate the small, deep-diving vessel, which is operated by the marine company Ocean Gate Expeditions after it lost contact while diving near the wreckage of the Titanic. Okay, so it's called the Titan Submersible. While Ocean Gate has operated a sister submersible called the Cyclops since 2015, the Titan was expressly built by the company to allow tourists to visit the wreck of the Titanic. According to the company, the Titan weighs 23,000 pounds and has aerospace standard 5-inch thick carbon fiber hull reinforced with 2 dome titanium end caps. All of that means nothing to me. You basically just got me with like a glorb hole thing there. I don't know really what any of that necessarily means, to be honest. I know what a hull is, and I know what pounds are. Okay, so this is just going over like the general design. While it is bigger than competitors, passengers are required to sit on the floor with limited room to move around. Yeah, that's the scariest part of submarines in general. I think there's almost nowhere more miserable to be in the entire universe than in a fucking submarine. You can't go anywhere. It's very cramped. It's always dark. Well, I mean, I guess it's not dark because of like lights being on inside, but like you don't get any like actual sunlight or anything. It's just completely in a void. And it's so cramped. That's why I always feel like the nuclear sub-operators and shit in the military are actual psychopaths. Like, to endure that, you've got my deepest level of respect. Like, Jesus Christ. Those are some crazy conditions. Thanks to the Prime Lucida. The Titan has around 96 hours of oxygen reserves on board, but this will be affected by the breathing rate of the crew. Okay, that's pretty scary. So, like I said, last I checked, there was about 30 hours of oxygen left. Much of the interior, the company admits, consists of several pieces of off-the-shelf technology, which it says help to streamline the construction and makes it simple to operate and replace parts in the field. I don't know. To me, that doesn't sound like extremely nice. Like, that wouldn't build confidence for me. I'd like to hear that these parts came directly from, like, the finest forges in Mordor or something. Like, something really strong sounding as opposed to off the shelf. Okay, this is going over how it operates. So this is talking about the controller. Pilot steers based on the instructions from with a modified video game controller. That's the Logitech gamepad. Mr. Rush, speaking to CBS News last year, said piloting the sub shouldn't take a lot of skill. Why? I feel like it absolutely should. There's people's lives at stake there. Like 10,000 leagues under the sea. You should have a very skilled pilot behind the controller of that puppy. Give me a goddamn esports pro or something. Don't just give me anybody. Thanks to the resub Waffles, Barbaric, and the Prime Kettle. And the bits Akazino. Full dive to Titanic, including descent and ascent, takes about 8 hours. Oh, here. When CBS correspondent David Pogg, I think that's who I read from earlier today, took a trip in 2018, communication broke down and was lost at sea for more than 2 hours before communications were restored. Yeah, that might have been who I read from earlier. Oh man, God, this is fucking terrifying. OceanGate says it's an experimental vessel and told CBS Travel on board correspondent he had to sign a waiver to accept it has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death. I understand waivers are pretty standard, but the regulatory body thing is actually surprising to me that anyone can build, or any company rather, can build a sub and just take people under the sea without any level of like safety inspection. That's a little surprising. Oh, yikes. Okay. The company explained why the Titan had not been classed by an independent body. Bringing an outside entity up to speed on every innovation before it is put into real-world testing is an anathema to rapid innovation. This guy fucking hates inspectors and safety. Why? Oh my god. Yeah, we don't get it inspected or approved by any kind of, knowledgeable people. I said it's good enough, so that's probably enough. Why do you keep saying check CNN? Why did something just happen? I'm still learning about what's going on here. Oh, from 9 minutes ago. Crew searching for the Titan submersible heard banging sounds every 30 minutes, and for 4 hours later, after additional sonar devices were deployed, banging was still heard according to an internal U.S. government memo. It was unclear what the bang. A Canadian P-3 aircraft also located a white rectangular object in the water. According to that update, another ship set to investigate was diverted to help research the acoustic feedback instead. Well, that sounds like good news, right? No, that's not good news? I mean, it sounds like they're alive. Like, I don't think that banging is Davy Jones or anything. Like, I mean, it sounds like they're probably still alive. This is the resub Iron, Bangs, Bowen, and the gift sub Frog. Yeah, but if they're freaking out, they're going to be using a lot more oxygen. These are, from what I understand, these are like just rich people, not fucking hardened super soldiers. Of course they're going to be freaking out in the face of death on a submarine at the bottom of the fucking ocean. So I think they're already working under the assumption that they're consuming more oxygen than normal. Yeah, it looks like a lot of people kind of saw the writing on the wall that this wasn't extremely safe, I guess. Oh, wait, this is all they have on the story? What? That's just a general overview. Like, what happened? I understand they lost communication, but aren't they also tethered to the ship? Or is that not something they actually do? I just want like a full write-up start to finish here. Apparently not. Really? They're not tethered to the ship? Interesting. No, it's just too deep for that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not like a fucking nautical engineer, but I feel like aren't most of these things like tethered to the ships? Like I know when you do what's that deep sea tour? Another rich people thing, I can't remember the name of it, but they have like a giant rope that tethers it to that ship. But I guess maybe it doesn't go as deep. Thanks to resub Schmickelus and Boo and Keeg. It's just not possible at 13,000 feet. Okay, fair enough. How OceanGate built improvised submersible from camping kit and video game controller. Again, the video game controller is kind of industry standard, but what do they mean built from a camping kit? Jesus Christ. I'm going to page 2 on Google. We're taking a chance. Just give me like a full play-by-play here. Holy shit. Thanks to Prime Aerox. CBS posted a good video on this from David Pogg titled A Visit to the RMS Titanic. Okay, let me see. You said it's a total shit show? Oh, this is from 6 months ago. This isn't even that long ago.
Has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button, that's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan
What the fuck? Those pictures don't do it justice. Oh my god, this looks miserable. Holy shit. And just a single button on board like an elevator. That does not inspire confidence. I want this shit to look like the Starship Enterprise, with 1,000 different ways of controlling it. $250,000 in your crisscross applesauce in like a car trunk. Yeah, there's like a small, like bathroom area. I read it in the article. So there is like a small place to relieve yourself, but he recommends that you change your diet to reduce the chance of that of you needing to use it. USA Today has the best article on it. Titanic tourist submarine missing. Okay, thanks. Okay, perfect. I'll go through that in a minute. I want to see more of this now.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet.
There it is.
Sort of. And yet, I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
Are you fucking kidding me? Look at that. What? What? How? I can't believe anyone would go on this. $250,000. I show up and I see this. I'm just leaving. And I'm asking for my money back ASAP. Holy shit. Actual, yeah, like actual just tape and Sharpie here.
We can use these off-the-shelf components.
I got these from Camper World. We run
my
the whole
God.
thing with this game controller.
Come on!
Oh, he's even got nipples on it. What does this even really help with? Why would you even bother putting the nipples on it?
It seems like this submersible has some elements of MacGyver-y jerry-rigness. I mean, you're putting construction pipes as ballast.
I don't know if I'd use that description of it, but there's certain things that you want to be buttoned down. So the pressure
Thanks,
vessel
Lisa,
is
Danny,
not MacGyver
and
at
Shino.
all, because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
But when expedition manager Kyle Bingham studied the forecast for our Titanic dive, he concluded that the waves would be too big to launch the sub.
We're looking at.
Well, at least they have some kind of knowledgeable
Divers
expert here.
detach the sub from the platform, and away you go, in theory.
Hull integrity, holding.
And what happened next? You won't be disappointed, as we'll show you a little later on Sunday morning.
Where things have to be.
I feel like that window at that depth is just
Sea
an
biologist
absolute
Steve
recipe
Ross
for
and
disaster.
ocean archaeologist Rob Mather joined
Again, I'm not
the
an expert.
expedition.
Let me see it here at the
Look
bottom.
at that though, how it just kind of emerges out. Yeah. That is it. That is otherworldly.
And there it was, the famous bow, the ship's wheel pedestal, and memorial plaques from old expeditions. The bollards that once secured the ship in port, and the davits.
I mean, it is
below
cool
the
to look at,
lighthouse.
but I
The
wouldn't
whole
travel
road
down there to
smoked
see it. I'm getting the
backwards.
experience right now. It's good enough for
The
me.
skylight over the radio room that sent out distress signals.
Wow, that thing is... That thing is, like, fucking pathetic to look at. I'll just say it. Like, oh my god. Actually, tape and Sharpie, Camping World supplies. Oh my god. Thanks to the Prime Florida. And the bits Polar and Colt and Rick. Oh, sweet. Well, thank you, Rick. The porthole window is rated for 1,300 meters, and they dove to 4,000 meters. Well, you know. Simple miscalculation. Thanks for resub, Mel. Christ. Alright, let me see the USA Today article for like the full scope here. Someone said this is like a really good all-encompassing explanation for what's happened. So vanished 2 days ago, I knew that. They've been trying to locate it ever since. I think they set up a 900-mile perimeter or something like that, I think I read. Yep, here. Oh no, 900 miles east of Cape Cod. Oh. It's very different. I was like 900 mile perimeter is pretty solid. You can cover a lot of ground with that. Okay. Sunday night, it lost contact with a support ship. About an hour and 45 after submerging. Jesus, so like almost instantly. Because it's like an 8-hour journey. So that happening at an hour 45 is pretty much right off rip. It went tits up immediately. Jim Bellingham, a Johns Hopkins University expert on deep sea operations, told USA Today there's 3 possible locations for the submersible. One possibility is that it could be floating on the ocean's surface after an electrical failure or some other mishap. Another is that it's drifting in the water column anywhere between the surface and the bottom because it became buoyantly neutral. Or it could be on the sea floor, perhaps tangled with something that won't let it float to the top. The first one is by far the best position, Bellingham said, because even though it would be difficult to spot the 21-foot-long Titan amidst the waves, the Coast Guard is just awesome at this. They have amazing capability to see something pretty small in the ocean. Yeah, I think he's probably right on the money. The best case scenario is that they are floating somewhere out in the surface. Anything else is a little rough. God, that's so fucking terrifying. Because if it is actually on the seabed, like, how are they supposed to save it? Like, how are you supposed to rescue them? Like, let's say, so the update from CNN 9 minutes ago was that they heard banging, which I think sounds like good news. It leads me to believe that they might still be alive. So they were hearing, like, banging on the equipment. How are you supposed to save them if they're on the seafloor? 13, like, are you supposed to send another Titan vessel down there? Like, you're gonna, like, put one together with more Camping World equipment? Like, how are you supposed to save them? So even if you do locate them, you can do nothing to really help. That's fucking terrifying. A magnet like Breaking Bad. Oh my god, sign this man up to NASA. What if you get a huge magnet and you just start putting it over the ocean and see if it starts bringing them to the top? This man's thinking with galaxy brain. Thanks to the resub. Toast, Zaho, Random, Mel, HTTP, Draco, Excalibur, Baba Booey, Bread, and the Bits George, Bruh, and Akazino. You just have to go to like an actual registered place for it, Akazino. It's not anything like super deep. True, bro. Man, that's crazy. You haven't seen nothing? Look up Project Azorian to see how they could do this. How they could rescue it? Project Azorian? Sounds like something out of a comic book. Project Azorian was a U.S. Central Intelligence Agency project to recover a Soviet submarine, a K-129, from the Pacific Ocean floor using a purpose-built Hughes Glomar Explorer. This just sounds fucking awesome. What? Also called Jennifer by the press. Oh, okay. I think Project Azorian sounds cooler. Costs about $4.7 billion. Oh my god, this is so intricate. They even worked with scientists to develop methods for preserving the paper that had been underwater for years in hopes of being able to recover and read the submarine's code books. Wow. Holy shit. The ship recovered a portion of the K-129, but a mechanical failure in the grapple caused 2/3 of the recovered section to break off during recovery. So it basically worked up until it didn't. Very interesting. So this was fundamentally like a giant crane that would be precisely lowered and lifting it up. And it went down. Wow. 1,600 miles. So realistically, if we still had the Hughes Glomar Explorer here with this equipment, they could just call that bitch up right now and actually stand a chance if they could locate them. Because they're, what was it, 2,000 miles down? I forgot already. Oh, wait. Oh my god, I keep doing this to myself. This is not how deep they were. This is approximately 1,600 miles northwest of Hawaii. That is the second time I've done that. That is the second fucking time I've done that. I don't know why I keep doing that to myself. Thanks for resub Hugo, lawfully in the prime, Jep. Yes, they're the length of the Earth's core deep. Yeah. Or length of the Earth deep. Yeah. Thanks for prime, John. They'd be like actually in hell. 1,600 miles deep. I was thinking feet, but for some reason my brain was registering miles, and this was just still how far away it was from the position. I work on submarines, they're fucked. They're scary, man. They are so scary. I've said that for actual years. I just said that a minute ago, and I'll say it again. I think the most miserable place you could ever imagine in reality is a submarine. Worse than being on, like, the International Space Station, fucking stranded in space. A submarine has to be the worst place. This is a really cool thing. I've never heard of this. These are the bits, Jack and Kev. That's what I've heard, Kev. Thanks to the resub Shinobi, Think, and Stick, and Blaze. Yeah, we talked about that the other day, Jack, when it happened. James Cameron about to come out of retirement to rescue him. I mean, legitimately, do they have that? James Cameron has what, the second deepest manned mission in the sea, I think. The Deep Sea Challenger. I believe it's still the second deepest. There's the Prime Nefarious, Durbin, and the resub Lug, and the bits Akazino. Yeah, well, I know that one very well, Akazino. That one's very popular. Resub Minx. I thought he went the deepest. I thought he was second deepest. Oh, you know what it might have been? I think you're right. I think he was the deepest manned mission, but they went deeper with like a drone or something. We watched a video on it a long time ago. No, I don't think there's like sea monsters or anything in the ocean, but there is a very real thing that I see people bring up occasionally, and it always blows my mind, that we know more about space than we do about like the deepest parts of our ocean. Because space is more accessible to us than like the deepest parts of the ocean, which I find crazy. No, we don't. No, that's like actually true. Let me see. Like we can, here, how about this? We can know more about space than the deepest parts of our oceans right now. This gets brought up occasionally. And every time it does, I still find it baffling. Because the pressure just makes it really hard to actually analyze things there. Whereas in space with telescopes and shit, we can just look out freely. It's not like there's pressure that stops it. Here's a whole article about it from... well, this doesn't sound like a good reputable source, but it's Science How Stuff Works. But yeah, we've explored more of space than the ocean, according to this from Environment CO. It's talked about a lot, so I'm assuming they're correct. Easy resub Shadow. That wouldn't even make sense. Why? I think it makes perfect sense. Again, we can look out into space without anything stopping us. We can't really look to the deepest parts of the ocean because we can't send anything to the deepest parts of the ocean because of the pressure. It's very, very difficult. It's a prime loonlet. So I think it makes sense. Space is infinite. Well, it's not like we've mastered space. Jesus Christ. The point is, we are more accessible to space knowledge than our deep ocean knowledge. Thus, we are more capable of learning about space right now than our own oceans. What do you mean? Like I think it makes perfect sense. Thanks to the resub, Justin and Thorn. That one I don't know about, because you know that one's new. Find the Santa Maria. I don't understand the reference. Why have we never found the Santa Maria? Is that like a meme or something? Do they just not? We don't know where that one is. I don't get it. Exit tier 1, alcoholic in the resub moon, the tier 1 worst. No, the Santa Maria is actually just too far down. First I've heard of that. Have you seen the amoebas at the Marianas Trench? No, but there's some fucking wacky little sea creatures when you get to the very, very deep parts of the ocean. Here, actually, hold on. Let me look up something real quick. I brought this up on stream a long time ago. Shit gets crazy down there. And here, this one... Chat's on some stupid juice right now when it comes to like space versus ocean and which is easier to explore. According to oceanliteracyunesco.org, we have explored approximately only 5% of the ocean. It is extremely hard to gather all of the information about our ocean. This is from 2022. This isn't like an old thing from the 60s either. How much of space, though? Oh, probably infinitely less of space, since space is so much bigger. But we can keep looking at space. The ocean is just very difficult. That's the only point I was making, is that it's easier, thus we have put more resources into it and have learned more about it than we have the deepest parts of our oceans. That's it. Thanks to 10 gift subs, Catman. Appreciate that. And the resub Ryan and the gift sub Player. And the 5 gift subs Rogue. Thank you for that. And the Prime Juan. I know, it's wild, man. The ocean's the craziest place. Imagine Pacific Rim is real. That'd be so cool. Most of the ocean is nothing. It isn't worth exploring. The boring, barren parts. What the fuck do you mean? You know more than the scientists? We've explored 5%. The other 95% I've deemed as cringe. So it's better we don't even learn about it. We don't know. That's the point. What the fuck? Yeah, those sea creatures are cool. For sure. Agreed. To bring it all back around, I love those fucking sea creatures that keep popping up every now and then. What was the... Was it the goblin shark? No, not the goblin shark. What's the one that shoots all of its teeth out and it's like a giant noodle? Forgot the name of it. Some prehistoric looking motherfucker. Oh, it is the goblin shark? Oh, interesting. Yep. Pretty scary situation. Here's hoping they somehow get saved. That would be a fucking miracle. Thanks to resub Smoke. And the bits Joes. I got no problem with the Joes. And the bits T-Chun. I don't know what to tell you. That's what that said. What I've always heard. Thanks to resub Suspension. Saw an article of a guy who's lived under the ocean for a while and supposedly set his biological clock back 10 years. We talked about that on our Good News show, Dr. Deepsea. He spent like 100 days submerged underwater, and when he came out, his telomeres had increased in size, and basically they're saying like he's 10 years, biologically he's 10 years younger. It's fascinating science. That's an actual professor from USF that was doing an experiment. So, I mean, it was a real thing that happened. It was cool. Time travel pog. I mean, it wouldn't really be time travel. It'd be more de-aging, but yeah. Thanks to the bit Smoke and the 10 gift subs Goblin. Thank you for that. Oh, I believe it, Smoke. Yeah, that sounds about right. We were talking about that earlier, Golden Hybrid. I think it's great that Smosh actually got their channel back. That's something very rare. Thanks to Resub Hin. Once you sell a channel, you usually never get it back. What changed to make him younger? Well, that's just a headline. It didn't actually make him younger. Like, I don't remember how the fucking telomeres work. But basically, when you're looking at someone's DNA, a lot of times what they look at is telomere length. So when he reemerged after spending 100 days underwater, his telomeres were a little longer. And since a lot of people look at that, or a lot of studies is the wrong word, but a lot of the information uses telomere length for like what your biological age is or whatever. Since it was longer, they're saying that it's basically setting him back 10 years biologically. But I don't exactly know how it all works, but here. Telomeres are the region at the end of the DNA. It protects the ends of the chromosomes from becoming frayed or tangled. Each time a cell divides, the telomeres become slightly shorter. Eventually, they become so short that the cell can no longer divide successfully and the cell dies. So I'm guessing the reason they look at it is because as they get shorter, more cells start dying, thus the aging process, which is why it's right here. So telomeres begin to shorten as you continue to age. So the longer they are basically means the younger you are internally. Here, this. Thanks to Tier 1 Graffiti and the Resub Kupo. Breaking Bad, I think, is a masterpiece. Actual 100% on the Moist Meter show. Thanks to the Bits Goblin. Appreciate that. Yeah, we'll watch the Kraven trailer later. I don't have high hopes for it, but if it really is like the next Morbius, that's kind of hype, I guess. Another goofy superhero movie, I suppose. Thanks to the Bits Joes, the Resub, Befrayed, and Gamer. You talk about the orcas yet? You talking about orcas fighting back? Yeah. I'm surprised it took them this long to start rising up. Those bastards are super strong, and they have been done dirty by humanity. I can't believe it took them this long to start fighting back. Good on them. Good on them. Why are you not on our side in this war? Well, it's not a war. Just you just don't fuck with the orcas. I mean, it's that simple. This fight doesn't need to be a war. They're finally just standing up for themselves. Thanks to the Resub Warrior, Barry, and Nurmal. And the Bits Akazino. Yep, just watched the last episode of Vinland Saga. It was fucking great. I'll probably Moist Meter it tomorrow, yeah. Thanks to the Resub Wasian. And the Resub B17. And Tier 1 Akazino. I haven't watched the Black Clover movie yet, no. I didn't watch the XQC Hassan Pokey debate. I don't usually watch debates. I'm assuming it was all about Kick. Thanks for resub Canonical. Yeah. I don't even know what happened. Like, Hassan and Pokey seemed happy for X, which was I don't know what the controversy even stemmed from. So no, I didn't really keep up with any of that. He's the Bits Goblin. Yeah, no, those orcas are fucking strong. We'll do more Only Up probably tomorrow. And then Final Fantasy comes out on Thursday, and you know I'm going fucking hard on that. I'm so excited for Final Fantasy 16. X is gonna get mad at you? I don't know why. Like I said, I don't even know what the controversy stemmed from. The only thing I ever saw from Pokey and Hassan about X going to Kick was like a congratulations. Then I know Pokey said something about like the AWS benefiting Twitch or Amazon. I mean, it is Amazon's AWS. And then I saw a discussion that is pretty interesting about the AWS. Maybe at some point Amazon views it as more profitable to just sell that service instead of have their own. And I think that's a very interesting perspective because Amazon clearly doesn't care about Twitch. So I thought that was an interesting conversation. I don't know what drama would come from that, though. That's just like an actual thing they might choose to do down the line. Thanks, Resub Toxic and Cadillac. That's all I saw, and that was on Twitter a few days ago, so I don't know what happened here. Or what happened during the debate. It was gambling drama about Kick being stake-owned. I mean, yeah, gambling, it's not a great thing. Amazon's not a great thing either. There's no, like, good people in the streaming space. But it's not a bad point to make. I will say one thing, though. I looked at this earlier because I was very curious myself. I wanted to see if Kick really is going to be like a funnel for stake. So I've been looking at the slots and casino numbers over the last like 24 hours. So right now it's at 13k viewers on Kick. And on Twitch, earlier today it was at 65k. It's usually a top 20 category. And on Twitch right now it's at over 40k. And since Kick doesn't have any ads, it doesn't have any like gambling promos. All the gambling promo exists in that one category, which is still smaller than the category on Twitch. So I mean, it could be a front for stake, I guess. I don't know, but it doesn't seem like it is right now because it only exists in that one quarantine zone category, which Twitch also does have. It's just not stake. It's just the other competitors that aren't stake. The Twitch user base is bigger than Kick. It's a bad comparison. I'm just looking at straight numbers. It's a fine comparison to make, I think. It's just numbers. The amount of people getting a gambling ad. That's all. It's obvious. It's obvious, isn't it? You think Stake is doing this out of the kindness of their heart? No, it's a loss leader. It's market share. Twitch is fumbling they're stepping in and spending far more than they could ever reasonably make back in order to secure a place in the market. It's the scaling process Twitch went through 10 years ago. Of course not. Who the fuck is arguing that they're doing it out of the kindness of their heart? That's a stupid argument. But they're trying to take a big piece of the market share because Twitch is really fumbling. Muda just made a good video on this. I'd actually really be curious on Muda's take on it. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Gambling's not a good thing. That's kind of an inarguable point. But at the very least, it's not being promoted on Kick outside of slots and casinos, at least not from what I've read or not what I can tell from all the streams. Maybe it eventually will be to try and drive people to stake. That's possible. That could be the future, but at least right now it's not. It's all localized to the slots and casinos category, which again is the same way it operates on Kick or on Twitch here as well, where all of the gambling partners and shit are localized to slots and casinos, or casino slot machine and virtual casino. But I could change down the line. It's possible. I think the bits of down the line vision for staking Kick is betting on esports. Maybe. Brother, I don't know their down the line vision. But it seems like they're trying to create some kind of separation between stake and Kick. Because otherwise there'd be stake all over the Kick website, but there's not. It's only in slots and casino. Which could change. It is still very early. Could change down the line. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just saying right now it doesn't seem like that's the goal. It's looking like it's trying to just get a big influx of users very quickly. If Twitch isn't profitable and it has the largest market share, what does Kick have to gain with a bigger market share other than gambling? The goal of profitability at some point, same goal Twitch has. What do you mean? Twitch being not profitable is their own incompetence. The goal is to take a company profitable at some point. Thanks to the resub, Danny. Twitch owned by Amazon and has the discounted AWS. Kick doesn't. True. Is it though? I don't think any business currently or before has been profitable in the streaming market. YouTube's finally profitable, and they're a big player in the streaming space. Of course, it's not all streaming, but they are profitable. So, I mean, it can work. YouTube has a huge leg up, though, with, like, their whole ad pipeline, but still, I mean, it can work. This is the Prime Chimp and the Resub Hunter. No, they're not. Why are people saying that? They first started logging a profit, I think, in 2019. They weren't profitable for the first, like, 15 years, but now they're actually getting profits. Why are people working off old data? Here, let's double check, though. Maybe they're no longer profitable. Maybe they bit off more than they could chew. It's a $15 billion a year business and accounts for roughly 10% of Google's overall net revenue. And, yep, here. The announcement marks the first time in YouTube's 15 years as a Google-owned platform where it has, yep. See? How old is this? 2020 is when it started to become profitable. It's not streaming though. I said that. It's not exclusively streaming, but it is a major player in the streaming space that is profitable. So it counts. This is the resub Goofy, Kid, and Nikki, the prime antagonist. VOD's marketing also making money as well. I mean, yeah, Twitch should be profitable. They've had 10 years worth of scaling and to figure out a monetization model that works, and they haven't. They just keep making bad decisions for it. An easy slam dunk that they've still never explored is VODs. VODs is still such an untapped goldmine for this platform that probably would have single-handedly pushed them closer to green. And that's the number one thing YouTube did for their streams, is their VOD content from the streams, monetizing it. The reason Twitch isn't profitable with the biggest market share of the streaming space is because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Thanks a bits, Jay. In the bits sack. Oh, you don't have any earbuds anymore? That's fucking rough. Well, hopefully you can find them or fix them. Thanks a resub, Squirrel. So running the kick is the answer? For what? For who? For streamers? What does that even have to do with what I was just talking about with Twitch being incompetent? But, I mean, I feel like as a viewer, it doesn't really matter. As a viewer, it doesn't matter. You're going to go wherever it's most comfortable. If you don't like Kick, you're not going to go to Kick, even if your favorite streamer's there. If you don't like Twitch, you're not going to stay on Twitch, even if your favorite streamer's there. It's just that simple. Kick is super clunky right now, so most people are going to choose not to go to Kick until it's ironed out. It's just the brass tacks of things. The platform that offers the better service is going to have the more users. Yeah, I guess a benefit of Kick is there's no ads, right? So you get a completely ad-free experience. And another good thing is the streamers that go there on a Twitch contract no longer need money from their community. Like, there's plenty of pros you can find for streaming on different platforms. Like XQC, for example, he signed a $100 million contract. He doesn't need donations from his community. He doesn't need subs anymore. He can just go live on Kick. There's no ads, so it's just a seamless viewer experience, assuming the website functions. Like, there's plenty of positives you can spin. And you never have to visit the gambling category unless he starts gambling. And since there's no ads, you don't get steak shoved down your throat. From everything I've seen, steak isn't even on the website until you go into slots and casinos. So if the viewers just go there for him, they can watch him with no ads, don't need to donate in order to keep his lights on. You can find positives. Thanks to the resub, JK and Breezy. Good question, Akazino. I guess it depends on how much you edit shit, because that's going to be your biggest bulk. Only ad-free because no one wants to have them advertised? Yeah, probably. Brand risks and shit like that. But it doesn't... For you, the viewer, it still doesn't matter. You still get the ad-free viewing. Again... It doesn't matter to a viewer. Yeah, XQC streaming Batman on Kick is certainly it's certainly another bad look for Kick as well. At least they shut that shit down though. Because that's just straight up illegal. Which is another thing I saw people talk about. Since it does use Twitch AW or Amazon AWS, if they continue to allow illegal shit on the service, the AWS could be pulled. I did see some clip on Twitter about X saying like that wouldn't happen. It'd be like an IP pulling service because they don't like you. That's not a good comparison. That's not one-to-one. If the platform is just engaging in illegal activity endlessly, they can absolutely decline to provide the service. 100%. So that's something they have to crack down pretty hard on. Thanks to the bits Ghosts and Akazino. Can you explain what you meant by Twitch not monetizing VODs? Oh, sure, yeah. VODs are a completely untapped component of Twitch. VODs are oftentimes clunky, non-functional garbage, and they are not monetized at all by Twitch. Even if you have like one ad on it or something, that is a far cry from how YouTube uses VOD content on the platform. They don't know what the fuck to do with it. Twitch is very misguided on monetization on their platform. Ads play like every 5 minutes on VODs. What? I've never had an ad on VOD, and I don't even use an ad block for Twitch. Because my ad block doesn't work. I've never got a fucking ad on a VOD on Twitch. There's ads on VODs all the time. How the fuck am I not getting served them then? And there's no money to the streamers for VOD advertisements. Like, there's nothing in the analytics for, like, I don't know, VOD ads, and it's not lumped up with, like, the normal ad revenue. Where does it go? I've never even heard of that before. That's news to me. Maybe it's clumped. I've never seen it in... Well, granted, I don't really look at the number breakdowns or anything, but there's no category or anything for VOD monetization or VOD revenue or anything that I've seen. We're talking Twitch, right? Like, you guys aren't confusing Twitch for YouTube VODs? I've never seen that. Huh. Interesting. I've never been served an ad on a VOD, somehow. Interesting. Well, that's news to me. I guess streamers just don't see anything from it? I think you have to enable it. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's only on mobile? I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Because I've never even heard about that. Thanks to the Prime Nico, the resub Juicy, and Bird Legs. No, you have ad block on? Not for Twitch. My ad block doesn't work. I get pre-rolls and mid-rolls on Twitch all the time. If you're a partner, you don't see ads. That's not true. I still see ads pretty much anytime I go to any stream ever. Man, what a horrible example. What the fuck? During every watch party, I always get ads. Did Will just do an ad break or something? Let me go to someone that doesn't do ad breaks. That's so unlucky. Oh my god. I'm so embarrassed. Here, Moon. Well, no, Moon also does ads sometimes. What the fuck? Someone quick, tell me someone that doesn't do ads. So I get my pre-rolls like I always get. Do Vinny. Okay. This is so frustrating. This is so fucking frustrating. Oh my god. Well. They must have just turned it off for me, just to make me look like a damn fool. Go to every VOD watch party ever. I get 7 to 8 ads just like all of you during every single ad break. I get pre-roll ads on every single ad, or on every single stream. That's so embarrassing. Watch your own stream and run an ad. That is so big brain that it's stupid, because it wouldn't work. I can't serve myself an ad. But that, man, some people have some very creative solutions to some very interesting problems. Thanks the resub, Kaisar. Thanks the resub, Azarok. Hassan is literally gambling in Japan right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Hassan's take always sponsored gambling, not gambling as a whole? Hasn't he done poker streams and shit? I think his whole issue was just being sponsored to promote gambling and using house money and shit. Which I think is a very fair take that I also agree with. I think sponsored gambling is shit. Using house money and misleading people like that is shitty. I think it's the Prime Lucid. Yeah, we were already talking about Smosh. I don't think it's worth all of that effort, Mac. Gambling is illegal in Japan? Nope. We actually talked about this in depth on the podcast. The way Japan gets around the gambling laws, at least as Andrew explained it, and I trust him as a source, is when you go to a parlor that has a gambling device, such as like man, I don't even know, like a pachinko or something, right? You don't get money. You get little balls. So you get these little balls from the machine, which you then take to someone who buys the little balls for a fixed rate. Which is very interesting. It's how they get around it. And then I think Abroad in Japan also made a whole piece of content on how that works as well, because he went to a parlor and gambled and explained it there as well. Oh, yeah. From 4 years ago. Wow, this is a huge video from him. Yeah, right here. Japan's gaming obsession explained. Like chips then. Pretty much exactly like chips. But like little balls. Gaming, not gambling. Well, that's what it's about, brother. That's what it's about. I'm pretty sure it's that one that's about going there and playing the machines. I'll double check. But he's got the balls in the thumbnail, which is exactly what I'm talking about. The reason he puts gaming in there is because you can't actually call it gambling. See? He's a resub Holden. Thanks to resub acid. A pachinko esports team. Oh, I'd be hype. Yeah, yeah. Professional pachinko squad. Fucking go crazy with it. Yeah, we already went over the latest in the submarine thing from CNN where they heard the banging sounds. You seen anything about Melly Trail? Nah, I don't know what that is. Thanks a bit, Donby. No, we're taking a break from only up speed running tonight. We got a 37-minute run last night, so we're gonna cool down on that for now. Oh, he meant trial. Oh, gotcha. Still no. But at least now I know what you're talking about. Thanks a resub. Turpits. And the resub Kit Kat. And the Scour. Starfield, I'm cautiously optimistic for. It was a really cool showcase. I'm doubtful that all of the worlds will be interesting, though. I think there's going to be a lot of really barren, empty wastelands, and I think it's going to be a buggy fucking mess on release. Thanks to resub Chalky and Jerboya. You think Tifu will come back? I think Tifu will come back in the next big shooter, whenever that'll be. Thanks a Prime Skeletor. And Tier 1 Slurper. X Defiant. Yeah, he'll come back for X Defiant. Thanks to the resub Timbo. Are you saying it's not BattleBit? BattleBit does slap. I did like BattleBit. Did you hear that the Reddit hackers are threatening to release 80 gigabytes of data they stole earlier this year unless Reddit pays them $4.5 million and reverses their API changes? Is 80 gigabytes of data from Reddit a lot? That sounds like one subreddit. It must be like very sensitive data. That's not even the size of Jedi Survivor. There's a resub gauge. Could be 80 gigabytes of username and passwords. User data, maybe. That That's possible, yeah. You know, I'll look it up. We're just hanging out anyway. Let me take a peek. Reddit hackers threaten to leak data stolen in the February breach if the company doesn't pay $4.5 million and abandon fees. Oh, I have to turn off my ad block. Not doing that, Wall Street Journal. No siree. You won't get me that easily. Hackers gained access to internal Reddit data through a phishing campaign targeting employees. The hackers want ransom money plus changes to the controversial API updates. Oh, they're going for almost the Robin Hood approach, but instead of sharing money, they're walking back a greedy change from the company they're stealing from. It's so impressive how successful phishing scams are at like very high level tech corporations like Reddit. You'd think the employees would know how to avoid a phishing scam. Thanks for the resub, Tom and Lycan. They've stolen 80 gigabytes of data from Reddit and threatens to release if the public demands aren't met. But what is the data? Because again, 80 gigabytes of data is just a little bigger than Lord of the Rings Gollum. Like, that's not a lot if it's just general Reddit shit. If we're talking user data, that could be pretty big. If we're talking like sensitive data on the Reddit backend, also pretty big. It's very vague. Okay, the company maintains that the hackers haven't accessed user data that wasn't public. So I guess that takes it off the table if you're to believe Reddit. Thanks for the resub emotions. Hope you're doing well. This is just a recap of the API stuff. Reddit previously fell victim to attack in 2018 in which a hacker gained access to user data, including email addresses, old usernames, and passwords. I vaguely remember that one. I guess we'll see how this plays out. I'm very curious to see how Steve does this. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Release it. The API changes must go through. And also, don't wear Reddit merch in public. For your own safety. $4.5 million, that's like 1 week of API access. Yeah, true. Thanks for resub Sparlate. The financial institution I work at receives a ton of those, and they're insanely realistic sometimes, using emails we sent in the past and replying to them. That is pretty sophisticated, I suppose, yeah. Better than just, hey, click here for big tits in your area kind of shit. And then next thing you know, you got malware. Or like, type your username and password into this in order to fix your account. Thanks to Prime Reeves. I don't know what that means, silly. It's usually an intimidation or persuasion tactic. The ransom? Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe they really do have some super sensitive data, but we have no way of knowing. This is just to put public pressure on Reddit. Is it true that Kick is paying $16 an hour? I keep seeing that, like, rumor on Twitter, but I've seen nothing from them about that. That'd be outrageous. $16 an hour regardless of viewers? That's just an infinite money glitch. Well, not infinite money glitch, I suppose, but just free money on the side of whatever you do. So there's no fucking shot. I highly doubt that'll ever be the case. Things are resub sadistic. Yeah, we talked about that like a week ago, and I keep seeing it pop up like it's real. There's no way. It is viewer and sub based. Where are people finding this information? I've seen nothing about that, like in any posts or anything, just on Twitter from like random people talking about it. Exit Prime, Jellin, and the Resub Ramen, and Lo-Fi. And the Resub Parker. It's only once you're partnered with Kick. Ah, okay. Train talked about it on stream. Alright, I mean, I haven't seen any posts like that, but I guess. That sounds like it's gonna bleed tons and tons and tons of money. If it's not based on, like, viewership and shit. Is the resub fiend? Do you think Kick can become the new Twitch if they get rid of gambling? No. Like I said, if Twitch keeps fumbling as hard as they are, I think what'll likely happen is you'll see all four of the major streaming platforms carve out their own niche. YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble, they'll all have their own niche, and they'll probably be successful in their areas. But no, it's never going to replace Twitch. I do see a future, though, a potential future where at some point Amazon like cares even less about Twitch and leaves it to kind of flounder under its own lack of direction, and maybe in 10 years it's not around. I do kind of see that as a possibility. But no, I don't think Kick replaces it. I think it would be YouTube that would step in and replace it. In that case. Rumble's not a real streaming platform. Brother, tell that to the people on Rumble that are getting fucking bags to go there. There is an audience there. It's not an audience most people like. It's a pretty fucking weird platform. That place is pretty degenerate. But it is successful in its niche. What is Rumble's niche? Fucking degeneracy, man. That shit is pumping out some of the weirdest, most, like, actually hateful shit. It's crazy. I don't think everyone on Rumble is, like, hateful, but there are so many moments that come from Rumble that are just disgusting. Rumble is a place I used to go to listen to more flat earth conspiracy theorists and reptilian enthusiasts. Before it blew up, that's what it was mainly used for. So that's when I used to go there and, like, actively watch it, because it was really entertaining when YouTube purged them. Like I said, I don't think that's all of Rumble, but it is a good chunk right now, and that's kind of the public perception of it. I mean, you have people like Kai, Speed, Gideon, Miz there too, and a couple other, like, normal people on Rumble for the most part. But that's not the whole. Isn't EDP on Rumble? No, I don't think so. Guy and Speed ain't on Rumble. Brother, they legitimately have an entire show on Rumble. Thanks to the resub Mortician. And the Prime Chalks. Thanks to the Bits Elkin. Oh, what the fuck? I've never heard of that before, Elkin. Thanks to Resub Chronic. Nope, we'll do more only up speedruns probably tomorrow. Have you ever been to Min Going Their Own Way TV? It's another video sharing platform. You're telling me MG Tao got their own video sharing platform and I'm only just now hearing about it? No. I did not know that. I'll have to check that out later. That's fucking huge. Is the resub true? And the bit spunk. Yeah, we had a 37-minute run on Only Up yesterday. That's my best run. I could get a sub 30. I have the potential. That run could have been a sub 30, but I made a few mistakes towards the end. But I'm not going for it tonight. I'm taking a little break. Thanks to the resub, Drewski. Let me take a tinkle real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Welcome back. Thanks, Resub Franklin. Oh yeah, we can check out the Craven trailer now. I totally fucking forgot about it. Oh wait, this is Red Band. Is there any like titties or anything in it? Thanks, Resub Victor. No titties or anything? Okay, good. That Craven didn't actually have any kind of superpowers. He was just an extremely dedicated and skilled hunter, which is what made him so unique. Is that wrong? Or is there like different versions of him? No, they just changed it for the movie. Huh. No, he does have powers. Why am I getting... I'll just look it up. I mean, I've looked him up before, and that was like one of the big things about him is that he doesn't actually have powers. Which is unique for a villain in a superhero comic. Let's see. No, okay, here. According to this one, maybe just in this run of the comic, he possesses some superhuman abilities conferred upon him via special herbal potions he periodically ingests. So it looks like he takes some super combat potions. Bro's on the V. Yeah, so it sounds like he does get powers from potions. Not necessarily from lion blood, but, you know.
Death in the face. And for the first time.
Why even change that, though, actually? That's so much lamer to get your powers because a lion fucked you up and dripped a little bit of blood. Like, just drink some super potions. That's much cooler. Oh, so he's like an actual just hero in this movie. But he's a villain, right? Isn't he just supposed to be a villain who hunts by any means necessary? No, he's more of an anti-hero. Hollywood doesn't know what to do with anti-heroes, so they just make them fucking full-blown heroes. The only thing that makes them anti is they kill. I'm excited. I think that looks not good, but in a fun way. I'll take it. Thanks to the resub pinch. Yeah, I like movies that are like entertainingly bad. Those are some of my favorite films. So it might be a fun bad movie. There's such whiplash from Sony coming from Spider-Verse to this. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you can really expect, man. I don't think they were ever going to do this character justice. I don't know shit about him, but no movie, no studio is going to take the chance on a villain. So he was just always going to be some kind of hero. Venom is literally a hero. They make him a hero. He does nothing that's even morally gray. He's just a fucking hero. No one actually commits to making a villain. Joker. Joker isn't Marvel. That's not what we're talking about. You said no one. Oh, okay. I'm talking about fucking superhero Marvel shit. they will not do that. Morbius. Venom. This now. Kraven. They will not. It's a Marvel character, though. Loki is once again a hero in his show. There is no morally gray characters in any Marvel productions, like at all. Venom only eats bad guys. That's a whole big plot point. Who wants to watch a villain? I mean, I do. A good example was the Joker movie. The Joker movie was good. I was following a villain the entire time. You can do a villain movie. Loki is not a fucking villain in his fucking show. He is literally like an actual superhero who does only amazing things in that show. Scarlet Witch. In her show, she is once again a fucking hero. She wasn't a villain until the next movie. She does nothing morally questionable in WandaVision either, really. She just protects her family, and that's it. Loki and Thor. You're just naming villains. I'm talking about movies about the characters. Obviously there's villains in the movies. I'm talking about making a movie on a character that's supposed to be a villain. Or an anti-hero, I suppose. They don't do that. They just make them full-blown heroes. Thanks for 5 gift subs. Hats off to you. Punisher. Last Punisher movie, was it Warzone? Because once again, the only thing that makes him, I guess, anti is he kills bad people. Which again, isn't exactly like a, well, is he a good guy or bad guy thing. When was the last Punisher movie though? I think it was Warzone in 2008. It was. Oh, you're talking about the Netflix series. I actually never watched the Netflix series. I heard amazing things about it though. And I've seen the scene with the sledgehammer, which was fucking hype. I don't know why you keep saying Black Adam. A, that's, again, was focusing on Marvel mainly. And B, he is literally a hero in that film. The Rock has a clause in his contracts for every movie he's in that he has to be the good guy. He is literally a hero. Not in Fast and Furious. He literally is a hero in Fast and Furious after Fast 5. And at the end of Fast 5, he is the hero. He is a good guy. He was a villain in the WWE. God, and he was so good at it. Thanks for the resub, Rock. What hero do you want? None! I'm saying it's fucking lame that they keep taking a cop-out on a character like Kraven, who, by everything I've read, is supposed to be a villain, and making him just a hero. This whole thing is he hunts bad guys. That's lame. That's what I'm saying. It was lame when they did it with Venom, too. Just use a different character then. What's the point? Just choose a hero and just follow them. That's what he does in the comics. From what I've read, his big thing is hunting Spider-Man. Because all he wants to do is hunt the most powerful things and creatures in existence, and he'll do anything to accomplish it. He is just truly driven by the hunt. That's it. Not that he only hunts bad guys, because if that was the case, he wouldn't be like an arch nemesis to Spider-Man. So his thing in the comics is certainly not hunting people that deserve to be killed. They should make a Mephisto movie. That's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time. Kraven is literally one of the few villains that actually kills Spider-Man in the comics. That's pretty cool. Won't see that in this movie, though. Promise you that. He's only going to kill his big bad dad and his team of mercenaries that are not good. They're naughty. Teen Titans Slade should get a movie. Slade was a great character. I would actually love to see more of Slade. Slade is a really fucking cool character. Deathstroke. Yeah. Well, Slade's Deathstroke, right? Pretty sure. Yeah, that's Slade. Is the resub trash? And the resub Krabby. Oh, I've already looked into that, because, you know, that was a very huge video following that family. No, we're taking a break from Only Up speedrunning tonight. We'll get back to it tomorrow. I got a 37-minute run yesterday, so we're just going to take a little break. Squat on that for a bit. Thanks, Resub Ghoulish. Did you know Deadpool was intentionally made to be a Deathstroke ripoff? Nah, it's kind of cool though if that's true. Thanks, the Prime Nick. You see the Flash bombing. Yeah, it's got a pretty rough opening weekend, right? It's even below Black Adam. That's good, though. I think the movie's fine. Like, I enjoyed it, but I'm happier if it fails. Is it doing worse than Shazam 2? Thanks, resub Karina. Why? I still don't think that deserves to succeed by keeping Ezra Miller as the main character after all the crimes Ezra Miller committed. They deserve to take a huge loss on that film. Especially standing behind Ezra Miller as the lead going forward, I think is just it's so fucking gross. There were no consequences for a literal crime spree. Thanks for the resub, Scott. They also fucked Henry Cavill over. First I've heard of that. I haven't read that before. At least not for The Flash. Who's your favorite Batman? Christian Bale still, for sure. The Dark Knight series is just too good. But I think Robert Pattinson's got a good shot. I really liked the Batman, so I'm excited to see more of him there. Christian Bale had 3 movies to really fucking nail it. Robert Pattinson's only had 1 so far. The voice killed it. The voice killed it for you, brother. That's what made Batman's voice iconic. Is Christian Bale in the movies? I'm not wearing hockey pads. It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. His voice is amazing. Exhibits Islo. Yeah, I'll probably moist meter Vinland. You're doing it so well. Yeah, my Batman impression's pretty solid. Up there with my Scooby-Doo. It's about all I can do, but really only those 2 lines. People forget what Batman sounded like before the gravelly voice era. Yeah, he had just like a normal voice. But I really like Christian Bale's take on it. And it made sense too. He's like, he changed his voice to separate Bruce Wayne from Batman, right? Like, I think there's like a real rationale to it that I think is cool. Swear to me. Where are the drugs going? Thanks for the bits, Kaze. And the resub robbing. The Ben Affleck voice changer was kind of cool. Yeah, it was kind of cool. It was fine. Am I excited for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Yeah, but not because I think it's going to be good. I just think it'll be, like, really entertainingly bad. Thanks for the resub. Smooth. It does have my Hunger Games co-star in there. I wish he had put in a good word for me. I would have loved to be in the film, but, you know, I understand. He doesn't want me to, like, steal it. So it's alright. I get it. This isn't that kind of industry. Thanks for the raid, Foxy. Hope you had a good stream. Thanks for the resub, Jackie. Bounty for the Lord of the Rings card went up to 2 million. Yeah, like I said, Tiana and my friends really want to at least open a few of those boxes, so we'll do a couple on stream. I don't think there's a single world where we get that card, but what if? That content would be fucking crazy. Thanks for resub, J-Train. Then it'd all go to Moist Esports, never to be seen again. No, I'd hold it ransom. I'd try and drive up the bounty from 2 million to like 10 or something crazy. Like, I'd set like a date. I'd set it up like some kind of hostage video. Like an open flame next to the card. You have 1 month to supply us with $10 million or we burn the card forever. And try and like really twist David Adams' arm. That way we can really finance Moist Esports for a good period of time. What cards are you talking about? Magic the Gathering's doing a 1-of-1 Lord of the Rings 1-ring card, and a company called David Adams put a $2 million bounty on it. Though I feel there's a 100% chance they're going to have some person they know will show it off, get the card. Yeah, like I said, they're definitely going to seed it. I don't think they're going to take the chance of it just being a random person who gets it. Thanks, Resub Lusty. You're going to start Final Fantasy 16 tomorrow? Does it midnight drop tomorrow? Because most games don't do that anymore. If it midnight drops tomorrow, yeah, I'll start it tomorrow. XQC is watching Breaking Bad on stream? No shot. No. The fuck are you talking about? Just coming in here to tell lies? There's no way he'd do that. Not after Batman. He actually... Why are so many people saying he is? Oh my god. What the fuck? Alright. That's ill-advised, I would imagine. You've got some suits at Kick right now fucking sweating. They're like the mayor right now, just looking for the hotline to the Powerpuff Girls, because holy shit. No way. Why? It's a law. It's illegal. It's not like a streamer rule. It's fucking illegal. It's a law. That is so bad for the whole platform. Oh my god. Thanks to the Prime double. Holy shit. I actually just can't believe that. Yeah, I'm gonna say goodnight to Tiana real quick. I'll be back in just a second. Wow. That is bold. Thanks to Prime. Pseudo in the resub. Hawk. Full. Painful in the Prime. Sketchy. Thanks to the Prime. Nate. The resub trick. Bruce is watching The Boys too. You can do that on Twitch because it's Amazon owned, so they allow you to do watch parties with Prime content. I don't know if Bruce just doesn't know you can't do that in general. So that one might be just like a genuine misunderstanding. X is, I don't know what the fuck he's thinking. First Warner with The Dark Knight, now Breaking Bad is fucking crazy. I did see that X doesn't seem to think that they'll decline AWS service, that they'll revoke it. They absolutely will if the platform that they're supplying the service to is legitimately just perpetually engaged in illegal content, which that is. Like, he is legitimately, what he is doing there could absolutely destroy the platform. I don't understand. I really don't get it. Like, it's not like X doesn't like just do normal shit on stream. I don't know why he goes to Kick and just streams like the most dangerous content for the platform. It would actually be less detrimental if he went on Kick and actually just did full fucking nude streams. That would be less detrimental to Kick than streaming DMCA-able content from people like fucking Warner Bros. I don't understand. I actually don't get it. Thanks to the resub, Brawl and Shrimp. He's also watching on an illegal streaming site too. I have no doubt. That is the least surprising thing there. Because it'd be hard to do it just from direct Netflix, I guess. Which wouldn't exactly make it any better or anything. That is so crazy. His stream just got shut down. No, it didn't. They just took it out of the directory so you can't find it. Oh no. Okay, they're clearly trying to get people away. They took him out of the directory right now. So he's still live, but you won't find him here. You have to go to his channel to find it. They're clearly shadow banning him out of fear now. Because they know that that can't fly. So you have to go directly to his channel to watch now. I don't know what he's thinking. I really don't. A contract termination world record. Yeah, except that's a big lawsuit waiting to happen. You can't just do that kind of shit. You can't sign a contract and then knowingly breach it like that. They moved him to other. Did they? Because on mine, there's no such thing. I'll try again. Yeah, there's no other category on mine anywhere. And his viewer numbers aren't being calculated anywhere on the Kick site. It's only if you go to his channel. And that... Yeah, and in order to access that category, you have to directly click on it from someone. It doesn't look like you can actually access this category normally. Through the front page, you have to go directly to it. Yeah. That must be like their quarantine zone or something. Or maybe it just hasn't refreshed, I don't know. If you click on browse, it's still there. Not for me. This is me. And I've refreshed it like 6 times. So that category has 74k viewers, which would put it at number 1, but even scrolling all the way down, it doesn't come up. In live channels? Oh, so it still comes up in live channels. They just took them out of the directory. Okay. Got it. Thanks to the Prime Sev and the resub Mika. I'll probably do more BattleBit with Matt. Matt's been really enjoying BattleBit. Why is he doing this? I don't know. I really don't know. Thanks to the bits, Shan. You know, Hunter x Hunter Yu-Gi-Oh! First 3 seasons are available on YouTube now? Oh, that's cool. Thanks for your sub, Trev. I still think at some point I'd love for Konami to give the blessing to do the full Yu-Gi-Oh! Series together. But I haven't been able to talk to Konami. Thanks to the resub D. Just go to Kick and watch it. No. I've said this a million times, I'll say it again. I would really like Kick to succeed. There needs to be legitimately good competition in the streaming space. It's good for everyone. I don't know why the fuck X seems so bent on making that difficult. It doesn't make any sense. Again, if a platform does nothing but host illegal activity without putting a stop to it, there is a very real chance that the Amazon AWS will no longer provide the service. It is literally within their rights to cancel the service if it is being provided to a platform that does nothing but broadcast illegal content. I don't understand what his thought process is with this. It seems like he's doing it out of spite or something because he got shit for watching Batman, which is ridiculous. Which was also a terrible idea. He's a bit CJ and Legend. What the fuck is a Golden Kappa train? But Twitch is dog shit. Yeah, and it'll be all you have left if Kick goes down in a blaze of glory like it seems to be on the trajectory of. Literally, it has literally just become Soap Today, basically. It's the new Put Locker, but you get to watch it live. Thanks to 5 gift subs Spaghetti and Polk and RSL. And the bits Ghost and Blue. And the bits Shane. The resub Xylo. Yeah, we talked about Smosh. I think that's super exciting. And thanks to the bit Scout, Beefy, and the Prime Krebs. No, we're not doing only up speed runs tonight. Taking a break. We'll do some more tomorrow, up until Final Fantasy 16 drops at midnight. Thanks to Prime Indie. Why do streaming platforms need competition? Most people watch streams to get away from depression and stress. What? That's not what competition means, brother. It's not like a battle royale for viewers. If there's other platforms, it incentivizes all the platforms to do better to stay competitive in the market. That's just general business. You don't want a monopoly. You don't want just one powerhouse, because then it has no motivation to make changes or improve. Competition's good for consumers, first and foremost. Yeah, we'll do more BattleBit. He's watching Breaking Bad. Why wouldn't Kick just shut down his stream? I don't know. Last time they went into his stream and told him to stop. I don't know if they plan on doing that again now or what, but this is 2 out of 2 streams now on Kick. He has done just actual illegal content. Easy Tier 1 Feld. It's not just a streaming rule, it's a legitimate fucking law, which is crazy. Thanks to the 5 gift subs, Feld. And the 5 gift subs, Fran. And the resub Mato. And I promise you one thing, if he gets sued, or if anyone gets sued for watching movies or shows on there, Kick will not be protecting you. They will not be representing you. So, better pray there's a good legal team at your disposal for if that comes across the desk. That's such a fucking shame, man. I really hope it doesn't sink Kick. Again, there needs to be more competition in streaming. Thanks to the bits, Jack and Noodles. I don't know, Noodles. Couldn't tell you. Congrats on beating Elden Ring, Jack. Hope you liked it. And the bits bussin'. And the Prime Atlas. Thoughts on the new Twitch Partner Plus program? Already talked about it. I think it is just like the smallest, most baby step in a good direction, and it's cowardly. Like, it's a decent step, but it's so weakly done, and it doesn't really benefit many people at all, except, once again, the top echelon of streamers. Doesn't do shit for small or medium level streamers. It's just the tiniest little baby step for the platform. So yeah, I wasn't super thrilled about it, but at the very least, it wasn't a horrible change, which is nice. Thanks to the Bits Moss. Did you see the Twitch mature content update? That I don't care about. I legitimately don't care about that. I'm surprised it took this long for them to have content labels. That I don't have any strong opinions on. Thanks to the Resub Fog. Thanks for the 8 gift subs, Feld. You've been super generous. Thank you for that, Feld. And thanks to the Bits Kismet. And thanks to the resub Wolf and Joey. Lud's about to beat your record. Thanks for 5 gift subs, Spaghetti. He's on a sub 37 pace. I gotta watch him fail that, then no shot he beats me. Oh, wait, he's what the fuck? He got Dragon first try? Okay. Well, he earned it then. He didn't do Dragon. How the fuck does he have a 31-minute run without doing Dragon? What? I didn't even know that was possible. What does he do? He also didn't get a good waifu either, really. I'm just watching it back real quick to see how he got this pace. It looks like he's going for Dragon. Yeah, he's doing Dragon. What are you talking about? Oh, no, he misses it. What? He just does it normally? Huh. I didn't even think you could get this kind of pace doing it normally. Wow. Well, what do you know? Okay. Well, that's good data for me. Looks like he's struggling on yoga, which I also struggle with. I can't even shit on him for it. The yoga balls are tricky. Thanks for the gifts of August and the resub crushed. Thanks to the resub Bamadon. He should be fine from here. There's not really many other places that he can make a big time loss. So just miss sub 35, but he'll just beat me. That's such a shame. Thanks to resub Hops. That's such a fucking shame. And thanks to resub Kirby. No way. Why would he go for silver instead of the gold play button? What was that? What the fuck is he? Is he doing this for content? Why would he do that? Thanks to the bits wheat. I don't understand. The golden play button is so free. Did he not think he had enough distance? Holy shit, wait, this is a colossal choke. Thanks to the bits wheat. And iPhone. He could have beat Moon Moon here. He was here at 31 minutes. All he needed was like a decent yoga. Man, that's crazy. Wait, what is this strategy? Oh my god, I had no idea you could do that. That's actually huge for my runs, just in case. This was valuable data. Surely he doesn't miss this again. Just go for the golden plate. He's... What? Okay, this should still be fine. I don't think there's any other places he can make a mistake, really. I don't know if he'll actually beat me here. Oh no, he will. Just barely. I didn't know you could do that either. That's also valuable data. Okay, he showed me 2 safe strats. No, he won't. I'm pretty sure he does. I don't think this is a minute. I don't remember how long this elevator is. I don't think it's a minute, though. My record is 37:14. Why isn't it moving? What's he saying? Oh. He definitely fucked it up now, though. Okay, I'm still on top here, baby. 37-14. I don't know how he choked so fucking hard. That is unreal. We love that, though. We love that. 37-14, baby. Still on top. Good shit. Thanks to the resub skits. Elevator is a full minute and 5 seconds. Is it really? I thought it was less. X showed nudity on stream. He's just watching Breaking Bad and there's titties in it, I know. That's like the least surprising thing, that he didn't turn it off for that. Again, it feels like he's doing this out of spite because people rightfully got upset at him for just streaming Batman, which puts the whole fucking platform at risk. So, you know. He's a bit Z. Maybe he's planning to take on the DMCA lawsuit. That'd be hype. Maybe he's doing it for content. Kick would get fucked in the process, but maybe it's X's content, like a big brain plan. to take on a multi-billion-dollar corporation in law. Has Sea-Dog revealed your charity item yet? I don't think so. Not that I've seen. Thanks a bit, Skelly. Yeah, we played BattleBit the other night. It was fun. Quick text message. Okay. Thanks for 5 gift subs again, Feld, and the resub Oxy. I'm super excited for Final Fantasy 16. That's probably like my most anticipated game of the year now. The demo was so fucking good. Thanks for resub, Sam. Thanks the bits, Noodles. True. You gonna do a YouTube stream soon? That's the plan. Once I'm out of the Twitch contract. That is the plan. Thanks, Resub Expert. Give it a whirl. Try out different platforms. Thanks to the raid large. Hope you had a good stream. We stream on Kick. If it's still around by that time, if it doesn't get taken down from all of the illegal fucking streaming, sure. But I mean, it's going the direction of Soap Today. It looks like it's literally just an illegal movie and TV show hosting platform. Which is fucking crazy. These the bits, Kismet. Yeah, we already talked about the latest update on the submarine. Thanks to the bits tray. Yep, already went over all the Smosh stuff. I'm hoping they find them, but I don't know how they're going to rescue them if they're still on like the ocean floor down there. That's impossible. There's nothing they could do. Thanks to the bits, Noodles. True, Noodles. True. Thanks the Prime, Richie. Check if you can download Final Fantasy 16. Oh, you can preload it. But I'll just download it tomorrow. Thanks to the bit, Sam. Did not see that, Sam. That sounds awful, though. I don't watch police chases live. You should probably preload it. It's 90 gigs. Good point. Alright, I would call it a night. We'll do more Only Up speed runs tomorrow before Final Fantasy 16 drops. Alright, everyone, thanks for tuning in. New subs, welcome aboard. Sub means a lot. Thanks for subbing. Enjoy those emotes. I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. I tossed it Hotashi last night, I think. So... let me see. Who else is streaming? Here, I'll toss you to... I'll toss you to Caleb. Alright, see you tomorrow. Thanks to resub. Scaredy, Julio, and the Prime Wushi, and Matt. Thanks again. See ya.